Good day, ladies and gentlemen, your gun doctor here. Let's talk about Warzone Season 2, what Raven software screwed up, and the top 10 loadouts that I would recommend you now with the Warzone. How did the guns get changed? What are the attachments you're going to put on your FFAR since nothing seems to work or things seem to work differently? The agency is broken. Hell yeah, the agency is gone, and other shenanigans. Let's dive into it. First and foremost, the most important thing, the attachments do what they say they do. They changed a lot of the descriptions, and finally now, the Task Force barrel, for example, on the FFAR, does do effective damage range, bullet velocity, strafe speed, and it does actually increase vertical and horizontal recoil. The same goes for the agency suppressor. So before, the sound suppression and the vertical recoil control was in, yes, but it didn't say that it was in. Now it does also minus effective damage range and minus bullet velocity. Agency is gone, which is terrible. Also, the SOCOM Eliminator now finally does minus horizontal recoil control, which he didn't do before. Sometimes it even made it tighter. Same goes for the Infantry Compensator. And the most important part, the Bruiser Grip got changed. There's no more hidden 30% recoil control on the Bruiser Grip. No, it does movement speed and hipfire accuracy now. So how would we build the FFAR currently if we still want to play it? Very simple. I would still play the FFAR as a sniper support gun or as an SMG. And for that, we'll take in the takedown barrel. Yes, the Ranger has the insane amount of bullet velocity, but the takedown barrel, you get the strafe speed. The Ranger also gives you minus aim walking movement speed. So with the takedown barrel, you get bonus strafe speed. Then you have the flash guard, which gives you plus vertical recoil control and plus aiming stability. So that's fantastic. It makes the gun even better controllable. Here now you can choose the field agent grip, but if you actually choose the S-Fit speed grip, which kind of puts down your movement speed a little bit, but then together with the Raider stock, you're able to just strafe like a madman over the map because of the takedown barrel that supports you right now. Plus then obviously the Salvo 50 round fast mag, or if you do not want the minus ADS time to hit that hard, the Standard 50 round mag. If you really want to play a scope on this, like I do, put the stock off and put the Select Solo Scout on with the cross reticle. And then you're already good to go with your FFAR. Most important thing now is don't pair it with a Cold War sniper. The biggest problem about Cold War snipers is they took away the bullet velocity from the rep suppressor. I played the M82 today, and I have to say that the M82, despite not having a rep suppressor, bullet velocity wise seems buffed. I'll have to verify that in an M82 explain video again, where we then check if the bullet velocity did actually get buffed. So right now, if you would actually play a sniper from the Cold War, you would have to put a flash hider on, which is decisively weird. So at this point, I would say, no, the Paladin isn't worth it anymore. No, the Tundra, also the M82. All of them sadly kind of gone. So we are literally back to an SBR/Kar98 meta, what you then want to play. Kar98, I'm currently going with the precision comp because it just allows you to have these shots more in the middle after shooting. With the sniper scope, tac laser, 27.6 barrel, and monolithic suppressor. Then we have the new gun, the Fara 83. The biggest problem with the Fara 83 is it shoots an S. And that makes it on range absolutely unusable. I've tried it now with a 2x scope, with a 3x scope, to literally make it possible with every single scope out there, and it does not work on the range. The recoil is too weird in every single way. Right now I play it with the Select Solo Scout, then we're actually playing the Contour Barrel because we want to have the effective damage range and the bullet velocity. We know that the gun already has a crazy good effective damage range as it's standard, but now we just increase that. Then again, the Flash Guard for vertical recoil control and aiming stability. Currently, since we do not have any crazy grips unlocked, we use the foregrip, but I'm obviously going to be trying out then the Spaz Nuts to get everything together, /field agent. And last but not least, I'm currently playing the 45 round mag. The 60 round mag also works here in that regard because your ADS time is actually fantastic. And then you play that as a sniper support gun that can work close quarter combat, that hits really hard. It kind of hits like the FFAR, has a really good fire rate, absolute stable beamer on medium distances. On long range, you're just lost. This one I would rather pair together with an HDR for the number one reason that it's a slower gun. That again has a really good beam, can clamp people left and right, can be fight inside buildings, but you might also go for this playstyle where you never fight under 10 meters and just have a good experience with the monolithic 26.9 HDR, tag laser, variable zoom scope, and the F-Tech Stalker Scout. Then we're talking about the new SMG, the LC10/Poison Dart as we have it here right now. Currently, I'm using the reinforced heavy barrel, and I've tried out the Ranger too for just maximum effective damage range and bullet velocity, because obviously you want to use this as a sniper support gun, so you don't want to come into this Arkwood position where suddenly you have a damage fall off and you can't actually clap someone and you turn into a hit marker machine. Currently, there is the bruiser grip on for the movement speed bonus and the hipfire accuracy, because you get better hipfire like this. We put on the 55 round mag. You do not need an optic because the optic is absolutely clean on this gun. Right now, I'm playing around with the target designator because it gives you also more effective damage range, but I have not tried out how much the hipfire of the 5 milliwatt is better. So we know that the 5 milliwatt laser does like what, roughly around 40-50%, and I don't know how bad this one is if it's only 20. The effective damage range isn't worth it because you want to have the super hipfire accuracy, especially together with a foregrip. So that one I still have to test to then figure out what is 100% better. Right now, on top of that, we have the wire stock for the sprint to fire time. I've tried one of the muzzles, but none of them do good. You could have sound suppression and vertical recoil control, but you would lose effective damage range again, so you would kind of not work as a sniper support gun. And that's how I want to play this, as a sniper support push gun. And I played this together with the M82, and the M82 still works and might even be better because we lose bullet velocity if we would use the rep suppressor. I do feel, though, personally, that the bullet drop is still non-existent on this on a standing to the target, and it seems that the base bullet velocity of the barrel get buffed, which I still have to verify in then a more in-depth M82 video. But currently I'm using a flash hider, which gives you vertical recoil control and aiming stability. Aiming stability is new too, so your shots are better aligned and the wibble wobble in the scope is a bit less. So that's kind of cool. So the follow-up shots are better. And then together with a bipod on horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control bonus, you can even spam the gun harder. Also right now I'm using the ocular eye, and I have to say that the ocular eye for me personally does not only remove the bezel, so the parallax effect, it also just makes it very easy to snipe people with like a circle, and then a dot. And you just clap them. This is how we used to play our Bullfrog, and it worked fantastic. The reality, sadly, now is that the task force does increase the vertical control and the horizontal recoil control. You do get bullet velocity, strafe speed, and effective damage range. The rifle gives you only effective damage range. You have the Liberator, which would give you a lot of bullet velocity. And then we have the VDV reinforced again, which just take us some sprint movement speed and some aim walk movement speed away. So right now you get to choose like between the poisons that you have here, and you got to figure out, is this gun still that broken? And the funny part about the Bullfrog is that the Bullfrog just does not have any crazy deviations. So as much as the task force might actually increase vert and horizontal recoil, if the gun does not have any vert and horizontal recoil, if the gun has factually low recoil, it's still okay to use the task force on this one. Obviously, the Guru suppressor, you can forget about that. Why would we higher our effective damage range to then lower the effective damage range? So we'd rather, like, for example, take a flash guard again to make the gun more manageable to fight against the task force. And then with the Spasmus grip, we're already fighting against the task force too, to then make this gun still the absolute beamer that it is. To this point, nothing changed, which can then be paired with a Krig, for example, as a range AR. I've tried the Krig out today and the contour felt very good. Yes, the Ranger still gives you way more bullet velocity, but the contour is, regardless of that, very effective, especially with the damage range bonus it gets. With a flash guard then of reducing your vert recoil and also making with the aiming stability, your follow-up shots just follow the recoil a little bit better. The whole gun feels just more reliable, and it's not like beep, 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 where the Krig just felt always super weird. Number one question I get a lot, what about the AUK now? The AUK still works. But if you're looking at the barrels, we get a standard bullet velocity buff on the AUK that it's now on the M16 values. So M16 and AUK have the both standard bullet velocity. When we're looking through the barrels, there's only one barrel that actually increases our bullet velocity, but gives us some vert and horizontal recoil control. That is fine because we have to play the field agent grip anyways. The bruiser grip doesn't do anything anymore for the gun, so we get some more vert and horizontal recoil control. We lose the fire rate, and losing the fire rate, yes, definitely makes the AUK and the M16 tremendously weaker because that was where your time to kill came from. Regardless of that, now with the field agent to cluster the shots again together, with the horizontal increase, you can then play a flash guard because obviously the agency silencer again does not give you bullet velocity, reduces effective damage range, which is actually not that bad on this gun because effective damage range doesn't mean anything to the AUK because the AUK has been doing 40 damage on every single distance. Therefore, you can play the agency silencer or the flash guard here, but you also get 10% bonus recoil control from the agency, which is quite good. You could now put on a mag, but realistically, you can also just go for the 3 times. And then if you do not want to put on a mag, if you want to move a little bit faster, you can actually work with the SAS combat stock, which is really weird when you're shooting a burst rifle because you move like in leaps. play the Duster's Pad to have more slide speed, so you should general move faster. But right now here, usually just go for the 45 round, just have a little bit more shots to be able to just really fight a whole team without reloading a single time. This build pretty much translates straight up over to the M16. You have still the Cavalry Lancer here also on this one, the only one to use. Field Agent foregrip. Here, you obviously can't use the agency silencer because it would reduce your bullet velocity. So you do actually have to go for Flash Guard, then bonus ammunition, 45 round mag, and the actual 3-arms. Some people would say, why not the target designator for effective damage range? The gun doesn't have effective damage range. The same damage on every single distance. This you could, for example, pair together with a Streetsweeper. Now that the barrels finally work, we also know which barrel you want to play. The Streetsweeper is one of these shotguns that you actually do not want to hip fire because it just has an insane damage range where the Streetsweeper can easily be shot on 10, 15, even 20 meters. So with the task force, you would lose some hip fire accuracy and lose some movement speed, but you get plus bullet velocity and plus effective damage range. And then if you're actually looking at what you have here, you could either get wider pellet spread, which makes obviously no sense, or you could put the infantry shogun, which gives you a better ADS spread. So when you're ADSing in, your spread is even better. You're just like straight up beaming someone in the chest and destroying him straight away. Then still, obviously, you could play for better hipfire accuracy because it just does not hurt, because the hipfire accuracy you lose here, yes, is there, but the bonus you get here is absolutely insane, and there's not many other attachments to put on technically. You're going to go for the 18 round max. You obviously want to move fast, but none of these two can work because they now ruin actually hipfire as they were supposed to do. So you would rather go for sprint to fire time to run with this gun, zoom in, sprint to fire. And now you could see if any of these grips actually do work still, which I have not tested personally. Since we never needed the grips, why would I now start using the grips? It worked perfectly without, and we won everything I'll find without. So you could increase your hip fire, or since you're ADSing with this gun, if you feel like that the shots of this gun actually ruin what you're looking at, you can put on a microflex LED to just see a little bit more. And then last but not least, I want to talk about the XM4 and the AK47. Both are great guns, and you would like to use them again as sniper support. So we're not leaving the sniper support meta, sadly. Nothing of this is meant for super long range. But now with the barrels that you have right now, you could actually use the task force because the XM4 is not so weird on the recoil. But you also have the reinforced heavy, which works fantastic. You have the extended, you have the takedown to give you a bonus strafe speed too, because you're playing this as a sniper support gun. Then you have the flash guard to give you bonus vertical recoil control. And now you could go for the field agent, which is really good, but your vertical recoil is pretty much under control with the XM4 because your fire rate isn't so crazy. So you could go on the Asphalt speed grip to give you sprint movement speed and horizontal recoil control, also again very fine to then get you just together. Plus the Silix Holo Scout to be pinpoint precision and the 45 round mag. If you don't want to play a scope, if the eyesight is good for you, radar pad to again then together with Asphalt speed grip to have like this far movement where you just zoom over the map. You could pair it with the M16. You could also pair it then with the Kar 98 monolithic 26-inch tac laser variable zoom scope and the Norma mag for least bullet drop. Just feels fantastic. And the same goes for the AK-47 that nowadays also again has all the barrels working. So you can go for bullet velocity and strafe speed. You could go for effective damage range and everything. But also I like the bullet velocity of the takedown. Together with that, we have the flash guard for the aiming stability. You can play the Spasna speed grip. Very easy to get rid of the AK's weird shooting behavior. The 45 or the 60 round mag, whatever flits your boat there. And then the Silix Holo Scout to just be on point and clap jimmies left and right. The AK-47 finally has bullet velocity to talk about. And now as the last build, I'm going to show you my secret stoner build with a little something that if you actually do use a Silix Holo Scout on this gun, you get rid of the weird scope wibble, bobble, and bounce that the gun has. And at the same time, you still have a very good magnification that now with the Cavalry Lancer on effective damage range, bullet velocity, and strafe speed, because you have no other bullet velocity barrel, works really good together with a flash guard and the field agent grip to be able to clap jimmies left and right. And since there's no attachment that really does good for this gun if you're using it long range, you can actually start using the target designator for more effective damage range. The fire accuracy doesn't matter, but you just increase your effective damage range to move your damage drop off point even further away. And that is my stoner that I've been playing and has been working significantly well together with the FFAR. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I could give you a feeling for what you now can expect in Season 2. We're going to go in depth on all these weapons. I'm going to show you recoil plots. I'm going to give you like the actual effective damage range, what bullet velocity does every single barrel and all that stuff. But right now I just wanted to give you a good feel for what you can build for the Warzone, and maybe you can carry that over to the Groza, for example, and other guns. I tested all of these. They worked really well today and I had so much fun with them. So give them a go, give them a try. Drop into my messages below what you actually tried out now with Season 2 and think is absolutely broken. If you like the new guns, if you don't like the new guns, which gun you would like to see first covered actually in depth, that we go down really, this is bullet velocity, this is the best recoil, you know, combination of things. What would you like to see there? Just drop that in the comments below too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for pushing so much. We had an insane first day with 150 subs on Twitch. That was absolutely crazy. Don't forget to subscribe here to find your way back. And if you want to be part of the Twitch family too, it's Twitch P4wnyhof from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. all weekend long, every single day of the week, usually apart from Saturdays, but this Saturday where we're going to stream. Have a wonderful good time. Drop in that zombie ship and see you soon in Verdansk.